2 decades into this Agile thing, we're still struggling to get results. Why is that? That's this week on the Badass Agile podcast. Greetings, team. Welcome to the Badass Agile podcast. I'm your host, Chris Williams. Welcome back, team. Good to see you. Now, after 20 years of theory and practice, we're not much better off. We probably make better quality software. We probably make it faster, which certainly pushes up some of the business metrics. If you look at the annual surveys, most companies report that they're experiencing great savings, maybe even increased revenue because of Agile. But I still see too many organizations missing the point. Courage, trust, and accountability must accompany an efficient process. And unless used consistently, these qualities won't create improvements. But first, let's take a moment to remember why we're here. To create an elite tribe of leaders who truly serve their clients and communities by doing what matters and what works, relentlessly chasing value and excellence like a badass. There's so many resources out there about what we need to do to be agile, but we focus on who you need to become in order to lead teams. So let's hammer down those fundamentals to create a truly unique and powerful force in this industry. And if this episode helps you, don't forget to tell your friends. Courage, trust, and accountability must accompany an efficient process. And unless used consistently, even these qualities won't create improvements. It won't surprise you that these are the most challenging aspects to implement. Courage requires us to lean into our fear zone to do the things that we're uncomfortable doing. Trust requires that we let go of our irrational but powerful need to hang on, to keep control of things that others are better qualified to do. And accountability requires that we prioritize and dedicate time to the things that matter. We must make and keep tiny but public commitments. We have to show our work. Now, these behaviors are tough to inspire, so here's what you need to do to bring home the full potential of Agile. Number 1, you have to demonstrate these qualities by example. As a Scrum Master, as a coach, or beyond, if you're not doing these things, if you're not living these qualities, you can't expect others to do the same. You have to show them what courage looks like. Maybe that means speaking truth to power. Maybe that means saying, let's take a gamble. Let's run an experiment that probably won't work. And if any consequences fall because of it, I want everyone to tell them it was my idea. Demonstrating trust means that you need to accept that even though you're this Agile guru, maybe there's some things that you don't know. Maybe there's some things that your clients know, have done well, that just work for them, that you need to accept isn't very Agile, but is still best for the team. Accountability means you can't just be helping others keep their promises. You need to be consistently keeping your promises as well. The next thing you need to do to bring home the full potential of Agile is to create lots of safe opportunities for failure. You need to be the Santa's workshop of experimentation. That's all you do day in and day out, is take risks, look into the unknown. Every time the team struggles, every time you encounter a challenge, an experiment should be the solution. In fact, it's possible that the most frequent words that come out of your mouth are, let's try an experiment here. And if you train your teams to do that, and there are 0 consequences to any failure, now you're onto something. Now you're creating a team that doesn't tiptoe around failure, but embraces it and can actually do it faster because you recognize it as a cornerstone of the process. Number 3, you need to inspire and encourage every day. Sorry, but a Scrum Master or Agile coach is not someone who simply reads off the textbook. There is almost 0 value in helping them perfect the process in execution. Your value is helping them perfect the process through inspiration and encouragement. Let them find their own way to implement Scrum or Lean or Kanban to the best of their ability and to their greatest ends. Most importantly, you need to not know what that looks like going in. Why not let them be the experts? And the only way for them to become experts is to let them try, to experience the failure, to have it not work, to live with the sense that maybe we could be doing this better. Let's try this again and see if a small shift might make something better. That's when you're really coaching them. And inspiring and encouraging is not about showing them your favorite memes or quotes, but by helping and supporting and cheering them on and helping them see where the improvements actually live. Number 4, let the victories flow. The more I work with Agile outside of tech, the more I know that the victories don't come easy. They're very small, they're hard to see. One of the benefits in working software is that you can show somebody a feature and there's that ooh and ah moment of having built something that really works. All of a sudden, we see the massive potential. But when you're working outside software, there almost is no demo. There's no big reveal. There's no crowd cheering on your progress. Sometimes the gains are very, very small. And all that becomes obvious at the end of 2 weeks is how much more work there is to do. Whether you're inside tech or outside tech, sometimes the road can seem really, really long, especially if you're trying to build massive things or solve complex problems. So you're going to have to dig for the victories, but it's important that you dig for them. It's important that you're watching. It's important that you're expecting the victories, because then even the smallest of victories will reveal themselves. It's something to advertise. And in the most difficult moments, in the darkest hours for the team, that's going to matter. You got to log those victories so that you can look back on them and inventory how far we've come. And number 5, the last thing you need to do to bring home the full potential of Agile is to create an environment of learning where feedback, knowledge sharing, coaching are constant activities rather than incidental events that you schedule on a calendar. I like doing feedback every day, every meeting, every hour. I prefer to do feedback every day, every hour, every session. I love having teams where we take turns sharing what we've learned, whether it's about Agile or management or leadership or something else. And obviously, I love injecting coaching moments into as much of a regular day as I can. It's a bit like being a teacher or a parent sometimes. There's always stories to tell. There's always reflections on what's happening in the current moment that if you don't call them out, could easily pass us by, and the opportunity is lost. So these 5 steps are important if we want to drag agility out of the basement, because water seeks its own level, and once it's down there and it's found its comfortable spot, we're failing to stretch it and grow it, and it's failing to become everything it could be after 20 years. It's really important that we make Agile not more detailed, not more nuanced or varied, but more effective. Let's be honest about where we are and where we aren't, and where we've yet to get to is realizing the fullest potential of this thing, to unclog and break up the problems that exist, especially in large enterprises. When trying to scale it, we have so much work to do. But by leading with powerful example, creating opportunities to fail, inspiring and encouraging, letting the victories flow, and creating an environment where learning, feedback, knowledge sharing are all continuous activities, not events, I think we got a shot. And if you want to stand out in a sea of Scrum Masters and Agile coaches, it's important that this year you do meaningful, distinct things that truly advance the craft. After all, that's what we're here for. That's what people are looking to badasses to do. I hope this one helps you guys. You can reach out, as always, at badassagile.com. Find me on Twitter at badass_agile, on Instagram at badassagile. I look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, stay badass.